Okay, here's the thing. I'm graduating college, and I think. Oh, by the way, if some of you are graduating college, congratulations. You're not done. There's this perception. When I was in high school, I always thought, oh my gosh, I just can't wait just to go to college. I think college life is great. Kind of like you know you don't have to do a lot of classes, and then like you just don't have to do school like all the time. I mean, at least in Indonesia you'll have to like 8 hours of school every day when you're like in high school and junior high, and then you go to college and then you realize, oh my gosh, there's just so much homework. And I know I'm a business major, so but still, there's just still a lot of homework, just a lot of assignments and all that. And after a period of time, it just gets tiring. And then you start thinking to yourself, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for like just be done with college, just be done with studying at all. I just want to start working and all that. And so I feel like when I start thinking about those things, it just felt like it was so easy. It's like, you go to high school, college, and then you go to work. It's just like that's just like how everyone was taught how it's supposed to be. But then like when you actually reach the point where you're actually graduating, I think there's just a little bit of part in myself that kind of still wants to stay in school, cuz it's just this thing where you're not like this. I think this just goes to all like college students in general, because you're not really responsible for a lot of things in your life, especially when you're college. Like, I know people think they're like adults or like mature, especially in college, but sometimes they're not really, because like people have different circumstances, sure, but I think it really starts hitting you when you're actually done with college and like try to get like a real job. Like, I wouldn't. I think you can count part-time jobs, but I think it's not sustainable. I don't think you go to college and get a degree to work part-time jobs. So I don't really count that really here. I think I'm talking more about like full-time jobs. And so it gets scary. It gets really scary when you actually don't know where the future will go after this. Cause like when you're in high school, you'll know that next is college, and then when you're in college, maybe work is next, but it doesn't really guarantee you that you'll get a job. Though I do have to say, I think it's not only young people that goes to college. I think especially in the University of Buffalo, there's just a lot of different people, a lot of age gaps, cultures, background, everything. So I know I'm just like over generalizing things here, but I think I'm just gonna talk to more of a college students that are like similar with me, because like just let's just say like you go to high school and then you go to college right away. Let's just say I'm just talking to them directly, so sorry. uh Sometimes you just don't know. I think I'm kind of worried about it myself too, actually. It's like, there's just no guarantee in this world. And I know like there might be people who got like things secured already, like got a job offer and all that, which is great for them. But sometimes it just doesn't really work that easy, honestly. It gets scary when you know that you have to be an adult, when you don't really have to rely on like anybody else. It gets scary when there's really no one to blame for the things that you do wrong. Like when you're in college, it's just so easy to say like, "Oh, I got a bad grade. This professor is not he's not doing it for me. He's not really teaching the lessons correctly and all that." It's so easy to say those kind of things. Though you can argue that you can say those things in like a working environment, but that doesn't really show you like maturity, I guess. And I think there's just this one thing in my head that kind of keeps me going as to like how do I survive like the working world? Like everything seems so natural. Like everything is like in steps, and then you realize that it's not gonna be always like this. There's there's bound to be like difficulties, bumps, and everything in between. But I just want to talk about this because I know there are just a lot of people that just suddenly start feeling depressed because they just don't know where their future is gonna be. And I know it's just an overall scary thing, and I have to admit I have those thoughts as well. And it's kind of hard to not think about the future. I always try myself, like, I plan for the future, but I don't worry about it. I think I just that's just me. And I would really encourage a lot of people to, I'm not gonna like force people to do it, but if people ask me of my opinion, I would really suggest them to, you can think about the future, you plan about your future, but just don't worry about it, because like there's really nothing you can do about it anyways. Like, and worrying just gonna waste your time and like your energy, and like you get your mood down and everything. So when you go into the working world, I would assume that people will hold you more accountable for the things that you do, because obviously we're getting paid for it. And in college per se, I think a lot of people are more forgiving as to these kind of things, at least in my experience so far in college. But I don't think they would be as forgiving in the working world, and that is scary. I think that's very scary. That's at least that's one thing, that I kind of thought about. There's got to be a point where everyone's gonna go through it anyways, and so the worries doesn't really matter in the first place. Cause like we're gonna go through it anyways. Why should we stressed about it right now? I mean, it's not gonna be nice. It's probably not gonna be fun. It's probably gonna be very hard. But like knowing that we're gonna go through it anyways, why do we have to like stress about it and like just disturb our overall like peace conscience, I guess? I think for me, the me that kind of realized it now, it really doesn't make any sense. This sounds very ignorant, I know, but like just hear me out though. Like, why would you worry about the things that you don't know what's gonna happen? Why would you stress it out? I think that to me doesn't make any sense. So that's just my thing. So graduating college, I didn't know what to expect after. I was thinking about graduate school. I think graduate school is fun, but probably I'm gonna work first before I go to graduate school. I think one of my professors told me that. I think it's better if you like have work experience before you go to graduate school. I think it just lets you know what you really want to do after this. Yeah, something like that. So that's that's just the rant of the night. If any of you kind of feel the same way, I would love to know how you're feeling, and I'm sure you'll be fine. And again, congrats for any of you that's graduating. Uh, and yeah, that's kind of it for today. Good night, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.